And then they brought the puppet out, and I was like, "What the hell is this?" And they're like, "This is your cousin." And I thought, "Really?" I was like, "Are you serious?" They're like, "Yeah." So we shot the pilot in Orlando. Me and Meagan Good, and Bill Bellamy was there. And then the show got picked up, and then we did 3 seasons of Cousin Skeeter. It was great. I'm gonna make a movie about my life, and you're gonna play my son. And I want to figure out if I want Denzel Washington to play me or Sam Jackson, but I'm leaning towards Sam Jackson. So when they called me in for the role 2 years later, they told me that I wasn't gonna get the part because I was too light skinned. I have my Chef Bobby identity now. I have my white chef coat with my red apron that everyone sees me in.
You're killing it. I thought you was into it this whole time.
No, I just got into it like 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago. Yes. So tell me about you. So what? Are you a journalist or what? How's that work?
I'm a journalist and presenter. So yeah, I'm kind of like just blossoming into creating my own YouTube series. So it's called All or Nothing, my podcast.
How are you, love?
I'm fantastic. How are you?
I'm doing well. Are you in the UK?
I am.
What city are you in right now?
I'm in London. Have you ever been here?
Ah, you're in London. Okay, I like it. What's up? How are you?
Thank you for being a guest on my podcast today. I really appreciate it.
Of course.
And yeah, so for everybody listening, today I'm here with the incredible Robert Ri'chard, and you're an Emmy award-winning actor, which is amazing. And you starred in Cousin Skeeter, One-on-One, Coach Carter, Empire, and the list just goes on. So can you take us all the way back to the beginning and tell us how you got started with your acting and how you fell in love with it?
I'm from Los Angeles, California.
Mm-hmm.
And I was a little bit of a bad boy, and I was getting in trouble. And I was walking home from school one day, and there was like a rival gang that I was outnumbered with.
Ooh.
So I ended up just like tucking into like a building, and the building happened to be an acting school.
Really?
And that's the real story. That's how it started. So I was just in the building, just stalling, like, "Oh, what do you guys do here? Like, can I get an application?" Just like trying to stall because I didn't want to fight that day.
Yeah.
And then I ended up signing up for class, and now the rest is it. Now the rest is history.
That's crazy. How old were you at that time?
I was about 13 years old at that time.
Wow, that's incredible.
Yeah.
So Cousin Skeeter used to be my favorite show as a kid. I absolutely was.
Everyone loves it. Yes.
I was obsessed with it.
You know how he does, you know Skeeter flows. All I wanna do is hug you, 'cause I like your stilo. And I dig the way you move, and the way you do your thing. Skeeter, keep it coming on, 'cause we love you crazy.
Can you tell me the story of how you got that role and how it felt working alongside Bill Bellamy and Meagan Good?
Okay, so the true story is I was already working with Nickelodeon.
Okay.
I had done like 2 other projects with them, and both of those projects won awards. Like the director won an award, and Shaquille O'Neal won an award. So they started a contract with me to make a show for me.
Wow.
And literally, they said, "Okay, we have a great show for you. We're gonna bring you out to Orlando, California, or Orlando, Florida." So I went to Orlando, and then they brought the puppet out, and I was like, "What the hell is this?" And they're like, "This is your cousin." And I thought, "Really?" I was like, "Are you serious?" They're like, "Yeah." So we shot the pilot in Orlando. Me and Meagan Good, and Bill Bellamy was there, and then the show got picked up, and then we did 3 seasons of Cousin Skeeter. It was great.
Absolutely incredible. What has been like your most famous role that people keep stopping you for? Is it Cousin Skeeter?
Cousin Skeeter is a very, very popular show worldwide.
Yeah.
I think that also like Coach Carter and House of Wax are also very popular.
Nice. I love House of Wax.
Yeah, but everyone loves that movie. That's probably the one that's been like the most countries, like in Japan, in China, like in Indonesia, everyone knows House of Wax.
Yeah,
so
it is incredible.
But I think I've been in those right projects where stuff that I've done has like ended up blowing up and becoming like, you know, big kind of like classic shows.
Yeah. Incredible. And so you know what's next, which is one-on-one.
So don't isolate yourself when there's nobody around. Oh, yeah. I'll be there to thick and thin. What a true love will one-on-one. Can't nobody break this bond. One-on-one. Now we're having fun.
Yes.
Arnez is such an iconic figure. I mean, I still watch that show today, and like, it's just incredible. What was it like working with Kyla Pratt, and what lessons did you learn from that role moving forward in your acting career?
You know, I've known Kyla since we were little kids, so it was like kind of like having like my little sister there. You know, like obviously everyone knows that we were romantically involved in the show. Like,
Yeah.
you know, it's like Brianna and Arnez, but she was like a little sister to me. So I think that's kind of when I learned like that things could be a little bit more than meets the eye. You know, because she was like family to me. I wanted to protect her, but on the outside, everyone's like, "Are you dating her? Are you dating her? Are you dating her?" I'm like, "No, I'm not dating her. She's like my little sister. You know, I love her.
Yeah.
Still do."
Awesome.
So I think that's when I started to realize that like acting's more than meets the eye. Like you think there's one relationship, but it can be a different one.
Yeah.
But you know, we're making sure that we're selling the dream that, you know, like, we're in love and stuff. You know, it's good.
Yeah, it was so believable. It was sick. In what ways did that show prepare you for your upcoming roles moving forward?
So that show, like, you know, that show, I really grew up on that show because I started off as like a really minor character, and by the end, I was like the lead character. You know, like they made it where like it was like Brianna and Arnez were kind of like I Love Lucy and Ricky Ricardo. You know, it's like that's kind of how they made us. You know,
Right.
and it's true because my character's named Arnez because Ricky Ricardo's real name is Desi Arnez.
Oh wow, I didn't know that.
So that was how the character was created. It was iconic to, you know, a little bit of an ode to I Love Lucy.
That's so
I think that's when I probably learned that, like, even though you have a small role, you can, like, if you take care of it and you keep investing in it and you keep putting your hard work in, you know, you can, like, become, like, you know, the star of the show. And that's kind of what happened to me.
That's a really incredible point for people listening, that, yeah, like to kill and do your best at whatever role you're given. And then, like, they'll develop you if they really see you shining. That's incredible.
Yeah, for sure. Yes. So tell me about you. So what? Are you a journalist or what? How's that work?
I'm a journalist and presenter. So, yeah, I'm kind of like just blossoming into creating my own YouTube series. So it's called All or Nothing, my podcast.
And how'd you get involved in journalism? Like, what was the thing that made you?
You know, I actually used to sing.
Yeah.
And then I was like, I've always been like a fan of the camera and talking to people. So I was like, in my later career, I've always wanted to be like Oprah and have my own show when I was like 55, 60, and to talk to all these people I've met throughout my lifetime. So I was like, now I'm kind of like doing it in a reverse way, but I'm still enjoying talking to people and meeting all of my heroes, meeting them as I'm talking to
them. Yeah, you're really like pleasant to be on the phone with. Like it's a very comfortable vibe, and
oh, thank you.
Tell everyone loves you. I can tell.
It's really sweet. Thank you, Robert. I'm gonna save that. Okay. So one of my favorite films from you that you also mentioned is Coach Carter. That is such an important role for the culture, and it's even more incredible that it was based on a true story about the Richmond basketball coach called Ken Carter. And that was played by the incredible Samuel L. Jackson. I mean, what was it like working with him as such a major force in the industry? And what advice did he give you about your career?
So Sam and I were very, very close in the movie. Yeah. Kenneth and his son Damien, the real Kenneth and real Damien, they were very, very close.
Yeah.
And Kenneth, when he met me 2 years before the movie was made, he said, "I'm going to make a movie about my life, and you're going to play my son. And I want to figure out if I want Denzel Washington to play me or Sam Jackson, but I'm leaning towards Sam Jackson." So when they called me in for the role 2 years later, they told me that I wasn't going to get the part because I was too light-skinned to play Sam Jackson's son.
Interesting.
So I ended up not getting the role, and they auditioned like 1,000 other kids for my part.
Yeah.
And no one ended up being the one that they wanted for us. They finally brought me back in, and Sam Jackson was the one that hired me. He said he's amazing. He's the guy who's playing my son, like going to the Lakers game.
That is
So he's the one that really kind of had my back from the beginning. And I think it's cool that, like, sometimes in life, all of us, we don't qualify for something. We're not tall enough, or too old, or not young enough, or too pretty, And so I know how that I can relate to that, because it's happened to me so many times in my life where I wasn't, whatever, like in this circumstance, I wasn't like dark skinned enough. I wasn't black enough to be like in this role. But I think certain things are just for you, and you kind of have to like keep an open heart, not keep an open mind, because God's gonna find a way to make it work for you.
always
How it goes,
Yes.
And you can't be bitter or have like heartache. It's part of people's perceptions when they look at you. They see a certain person, So I've been judged my whole life, but it's okay. I'm good with it. I just keep smiling.
Exactly. That's incredible that you're so aware of what's for you is really for you, and you know that it won't miss you. So that's beautiful.
Yes.
Advice that Samuel L. Jackson gave you. What gems did he drop? Did you ask him any questions working with him? He has such an iconic career.
I think the one thing that we kind of vibed off is he saw that I was willing to put in like extra work.
Yeah.
Like a lot more work than was required.
Yeah.
So, and everything that we did on set, we were on set for 6 months. So I spent a lot of time with him. I would always like go to his trailer, like run lines extra, do whatever. I remember he told me, he said, hey, I met Denzel Washington, and I told him about you. He said, yo, the guy that I'm working with is an incredible actor.
Oh.
And so I think that what I learned is that when you're working with the greats and you do like great work ethic and great effort, that they see that and they respond to it like, wow, that's pretty amazing that like you're willing to go the extra mile, So I've always gone the extra mile.
That's so sick. That's really important for everybody listening to always show up and show out as your best self, because everybody takes note of it. That's really important.
You're absolutely right. Yeah, you're absolutely right.
Indeed. So you're on the last season of the hit show Empire, and you're playing a character called Julian Sims. So
Julian,
Can you tell us a little bit about how you got that role and what it was like playing him? Was it like a vigorous audition or?
So it's so funny. So with my character and my relationship with like Empire.
Yeah.
When the show was created, they wanted me on the show. They wanted me to play one of the sons. Because, Terrence Howard and I, we favor each other a lot. So, but it ended up not working out, but I was kind of always on the radar.
Yeah.
And when this role came up, I had never worked with Nicole Ari Parker, who I think is absolutely beautiful.
Gorgeous.
But they're like, I think this is the one. So they just called me and said, do you want to do it? And a lot of roles that I've had in my life, I've put in a lot of work and stuff, and I think people just call me and say, well, Rob can definitely act the role. That's not the issue. So they invited me to come out to Chicago, and I was there for 2-3 months, and had a great time working with everyone, with Taraji P. Henson, and with Terrence Howard, and the whole cast. It was great.
Incredible. I absolutely love that show. For new and upcoming actors starting out on their journey, what advice would you give them to get better at their craft, how to get an agent and becoming a professional actor? What would you say?
I'm actually doing a class on that. So I'll be doing a class. It's called the Robert Ri'chard University.
Wow.
I'm doing it on a program called Lightspeed. I'm talking about all these points about how to, get the right headshots, like how to start working on your craft, how to get an agent, and all that kind of stuff. Because I think this is the formula that I've seen that works.
Yeah.
But the one thing that I'll share with you today is theater. You have to do theater. All the big actors that come and like really get in Hollywood and get the big agents and all that kind of stuff, they all come from theater.
Wow, that's interesting.
Or they're like heavy big models. But not everyone can be a supermodel. So the theater stuff is really kind of like the weight that I think that makes anybody who's working with you go, oh, like you went to Juilliard, or you've done like this Hamlet play or this Shakespeare play. That's what really makes them kind of like go, okay, this person's very serious about their craft.
Okay, that's a really good gem. Thank you. And off the top of your head, for all of the like serious actors listening, for you personally, when you receive new scripts, what are a few go-to tactics that you use to divulge into a character? Like when you receive the information and you've got your lines, what's a couple of the first things you do?
It's a really good question. So acting is not about the words on the page at all. It has nothing to do with the words on the page. It has to do with like you starting to make the physical embodiments of the character. because I mean, obviously you have to know your lines.
Yeah.
But you and I know you can be talking to someone and saying nothing and saying everything.
Absolutely.
Or you can be talking to someone and they're talking a million miles an hour and saying nothing.
Yeah.
So the same thing goes with acting. Like you have to really kind of like start to really make it a physical deposit. Where, you know, and one of the best roles I think that I've ever done was on CSI.
Nice.
And I played someone in jail. So I slept on the marble floor for 3 weeks and never slept with a pillow. And all the physical embodiment stuff is what really, I think, helped take my character to like the next level and make it like, you know, so that's probably the bit of advice that I would have for anybody who's like, it's more of a physical thing than anything else.
Nice. That's a real gem of information. So I see you're so into fitness and on your health journey. What has made you so passionate about fitness and health? And why do you think it's so important, especially amidst COVID-19?
Well, you know, I think, you know, being overweight, you know, is a gateway to other medical complications. So I'm really trying to figure out a way to be of service to the world where I give them something that they can do that's super attainable, that's no weights, no gym, no travel. You can do it anytime, anywhere, every day. So I came up with Highway Fit. And Highway Fit is just it's a low intensity workout. So not too intimidating for anybody who's never known fitness. Yeah. But if you're an athlete, it still works the same way. It works great.
Nice.
And it's just been my social health initiative to change the way that America and the world sees health, fitness, and nutrition. I love it.
Beautiful. That's great. I see you always cooking up a storm on Instagram. When did you fall in love with cooking?
I fell in love with cooking during the COVID thing.
Now, really?
I have my Chef Bobby identity now. I have my white chef coat with my red apron that everyone sees me in.
You're killing it. I thought you was into it this whole time.
No, I just got into it like 3 weeks ago. But I have my own sauce now. I make sushi and lamb chop and all these amazing dishes now. So anything that I commit to in life, like I go like full steam, you know.
That's so sick. You are killing it, like legit. Like I thought you had your own restaurant and everything going on over there.
I love it.
You are sick. Can you tell me about any new and exciting projects you've got going on that you're super excited for?
So I'm re-teaming up with Meagan Good again. Meagan Good doing a new show in New York City that's very much like Sex in the City. Okay. And I'm playing her love interest. So as soon as this COVID thing ends, I'll be back in New York and I'll be working on that with her. It's untitled right now, but I'm sure it's going to be some sort of Sex in the City title.
Sounds amazing. And so, as an incredible actor who starred in One-on-One, Cousin Skeeter, Empire, got a new blossoming show with Meagan Good that I can't wait for, and you continue to flourish. What does it mean to you to truly give your all or nothing?
All or nothing. So in my mind, I think of like this limit that we create in our head, and I always try and go over that limit, like over the top. So I think that what your all is not what you think you're capable of. Yeah. It's going beyond that. And the very famous public speaker, his name is David Goggins. Okay. And David Goggins says that what you think your limit is 4% of your limit. Wow. 4%. So I always try and keep that in mind, that the moment that I want to quit or the moment that I think I'm done, I'm at 4% of what my capabilities are. So that's what I think all or nothing really means. Like really trying to push that, 25 times what you think you can do is what you're capable of. Indeed. And what you believe is what will happen. So if you believe you can and believe you can't, you're right both times. And that's absolutely beautiful. Thank you, Robert. You're amazing. You're an amazing journalist. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for your time. Like, it just made my heart smile with that. We'll be spending more time together. I'll be seeing you again, okay? Indeed. Thank you, and best of luck for your career and everything else. This whole thing's over. We'll sit together, and we'll do a in-person interview, okay? That would be sick. I'm going to hit you up when I come to LA soon, right? All right, sounds good. All right, perfect. Bye. Lots of love. Lots of love.